દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાનના પ્રેમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાન દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
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 દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો. દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો. દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
નામ જ કે મારું
દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
No, 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 I know, no clue. એ કાઢી નાખ્યું એ કાઢી નાખ્યું
દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર.
Right, he told me કે બસ એ કાઢી જ નાખ્યું.
દાદા
Yeah,
ભગવાનના
I'm not going to refer them
અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
to.
દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
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 દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર.
દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર.
દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર.
દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો. દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર. Thank you, Ramesh.
જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ.
Jai
જય
Satchidanand Pulinanandji.
Jai Satchidanand.
Can you repeat, please, everybody can unmute follow?
Namo Vitragaya.
નમો
વિતરાગાય.
Namo Arihantanam.
નમો
નમો અરિહંતાણમ.
અણમ.
Namo Siddhanam.
નમો
નમો સિદ્ધાણમ.
Namo Ayariyanam.
નમો
નમો આયરિયાણમ.
અણમ.
Namo Vajjayanam.
નમો
નમો ઉવજ્જાયાણમ.
વજ્રયાણમ.
Namo Loe Sawa Sahunam.
નમો
નમો લોય સવ સાહુણમ.
સાહુણમ.
Eso Panchana Mukkaro.
એસો
એસો પંચન મુક્કારો.
મુક્તરો
Sawa Bhava Panasano.
સવ પાવપણાસનો.
સર્વનાશનો
Manglanancha Savvesen.
મંગળાનંદ
મંગલાનમ ચ સર્વેસમ.
સેન
Paramam Havai Mangalam.
પરમમ
પરમં હવૈ મંગલમ.
મંગલમ.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ઓમ નમો
નમો
ભગવતે
ભગવતે
વાસુદેવાય.
વાસુદેવાય.
Om Namah Shivaya.
ઓમ નમઃ શિવાય.
શિવાય.
Jai Satchidanand.
જય
જય
સચ્ચિદાનંદ. જય
સચ્ચિદાનંદ.
સચ્ચિદાનંદ.
જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ.
Mahatma, we've been talking about Agnas, so we will take up Agna 1 and 2, and I will put it up on Pulinanandji. Please, if you can reflect. Mahatma, this is Gujarati, so she will do translation, then we'll explain.
Okay. Jai Satchidanand to all. I just give a brief background before I start on this. This was a series of satsangs we ran on Agnas and other Kashais way back in the year 2010. At that time, a group of around 100 Mahatmas, we would all gather every Tuesday at Babu Kaka's hall in Vadodara, and from 9 to 10 for 1 hour. And we would, the purpose of that series was that we all know Agnas, but we are not able to practice the Agnas or put into the daily practice. So how is it that we can put it into practice? That was the purpose. So we took Agna at a time, and we suggested measures to put it into practice. So the background was that initially we said, how do you start with the first two Agnas? Two Agnas go together, first and second. And that's how we used to give them a few points. And then they would practice, all of them, all of those 100 around Mahatmas would, for the next full week, they would do that Purusharth. And in the coming Tuesday, they would say that I was successful in seeing Shudhdhatma, but in such cases, I could not see Shudhdhatma. Like when I go out, I could not see Shudhdhatma. If I'm alone at home, how to see Shudhdhatma, and things like that. So then the next Tuesday, we would suggest, okay, for such cases, do this Purusharth. And then they would practice that to all the things together. And then coming Tuesday, again, they would come back and succeed in this case and did not succeed in this case. So then again, wherever it was not, they were not able to practice the first two Agnas, another set of suggestions were given, another set of pushas were given, so that in those cases where they failed to see Shudhdhatma, they could start seeing Shudhdhatma. So this went on for about 7 weeks. 7 weeks non-stop, only on the first two Agnas. Every week, around 100 Mahatmas would gather. And then all the points that then it was summarized, and then we have moved on to the third Agna and then to the fourth Agna. So that whatever has been discussed, people don't forget. So a brief write-up was made where only the key points was summarized in the write-up. It was not a comprehensive document or a standalone document where it could be used afterwards. But most points are of a general nature, of use later on also, but some were periodically at that point of time and in that situation. So this is basically a reminder notes for that group of 100 people, so that don't forget all the discussions that took place over a period of say 6 weeks. And you see, this is way back in 2010. At that time, that many satsangs on pushats and all were not there. And people, awareness level was of some level. Now, to raise the awareness level at higher level, to increase the Jagrati, we had to start from scratch, you see, from basic. So that's how all these points have evolved. If I view this now, 14 years down the line, some things may look a little different, because in the during the Corona period from say 2020 to 2022, we had intense online satsangs of all Aptaputras, and everybody came to know about Akram Vignan in greater depth from wider variety of angles, and general awareness of Akram has increased very much now. So the awareness now is far different among Mahatmas than the awareness that was there way back in 2010. So with this background, now look at the purpose and the meaning of the notes. So the first thing was, everybody felt that we are not being able to see Shudhdhatma and all. The first thing was, make a strong decision, dhrad nischay, or a firm resolution. Firmly resolve that I want to see Shudhdhatma everywhere. You see, two agnas go parallelly. With the help of the physical eyes, the relative is obviously and very easily going to be seen. So that
Your voice is
he's the
breaking up.
dog, he's my wife, my servant, my neighbor, my tree.
Pulinanandji, your voice is breaking up.
That
Pulinanandji, can you turn off your video, please? Pulinanandji, you're breaking up.
Hello, am I audible now?
Yeah, you're.
Oh yeah, sorry. So now, so the first thing we said was that you must do a firm resolution to see Shudhdhatma. The physical body eye will see the packing or the relief part, but the real part has to be seen with the help of the inner eye, the Divya Chakshu. So the first Purusharth was that grab every opportunity to see Shudhdhatma. Come what may, I want to see Shudhdhatma. So that first thing was to make a nischay, a strong resolution that wherever I will see Shudhdhatma number one. And why I'm going to do this? Because I want to practice the 5 Agnas to such a high level that I reach that awareness level or that level of separateness as being experienced by Dada Bhagwan, Atmanu Spasht Vedan, or a clear experience, uninterrupted separation of the body and the soul. So that is my end goal. And to achieve the end goal, I'm going to practice 5 Agnas, begin with the first two. So I'm making a firm resolution to see or practice the first 2 Agnas. So that was the first point, a firm resolution, which is very Drad Nishya, as we said. Then we said, now having made the resolution, now it has to be put into action. And for that action, then you have to decide that I will grab every opportunity to see Shudhdhatma. I don't want to miss a single opportunity to see Shudhdhatma. So wherever I at my, while I'm at home, so maybe with the people at home, in office, people at office, then even if I'm just at home but looking outside the window and I see a tree, then I will see in that. When I'm out for a walk, I see a pet or an animal. So wherever I see living beings, I will see Shudhdhatma in them. I'll be looking for opportunities to see Shudhdhatma. So that is how to firm up the decision, or to put, or rather to put the formed up decision into practice. Maintain a constant vigil, satat jagrati rakhi, maintain a constant vigil, and grab every opportunity Shudhdhatma. So that was the second point. Now, I have done all that, in spite of which I might still forget to see Shudhdhatma. Something will happen like that. Then what to do? Then do a brief pratikraman, Dada. After 2 hours or 3 hours of the working day, morning 7 o'clock I got up and then I'm out for work. Then by mid-noon or so, I may feel, oh, I forgot to see Shudhdhatma in so many people. So what to do? Then you close the eyes and just briefly visualize all the people that you have missed seeing Shudhdhatma. So visualize the face and just see Shudhdhatma in them, and sort of action replay and see Shudhdhatma, and do a brief pratikraman, Dada, I forgotten to see Shudhdhatma, please excuse and give me the strength to see further. So that was the corrective action. In case we forget to see, which is going to happen because we have files to square up and things like that. Then that I may not fail to see Shudhdhatma. That might, then another Purusharth was that whenever you're free, do a samayik of seeing Shudhdhatma. That is proactively. Here, one forgot to see Shudhdhatma, and by way of corrective action, afterwards sat down and saw Shudhdhatma in the people they have missed to see. Here it is proactively sitting down by way of Purusharth and doing a samayik, say minimum 10 minutes, maximum whatever you have, up to 50 minutes. And recall the faces of people and see Shudhdhatma in them one by one. So doing samayik of Shudhdhatma, what happens is, it's a practice. We do a little bit of practice so that with eyes closed, if we are able to see Shudhdhatma, then that same awareness will carry forward and we'll be able to see Shudhdhatma with eyes open also, while we are moving around and doing our daily course. There also we'll be able to see Shudhdhatma if we have done this proactive exercise of seeing Shudhdhatma with eyes closed. So the fourth Purusharth was to do samayik of seeing Shudhdhatma. Then people would say that, that is fine, I'm seeing Shudhdhatma, but then some mental chatter always goes on throughout the day. Even when I'm working, it's fine. But when I'm not working, also some thoughts this way, that way keep coming, mind, intellect, there's a lot of mental chatter, you can say. So we said the solution to that was that you start your own mental chanting. Like there are some Atmas, who would, first thing in the morning when they get up, brush teeth and breakfast, they would start Kaviraj Pad CD. So that the Pad is in the background and people are doing about their morning routine. And it sets a tone for the day, or it's a good environment. So similar to that, we can just start our own CD, our own mental CD, where we chant Hum Shuddhatma Chu, Shuddhatma Chu, Shuddhatma Chu, so that it silences the other worldly mental chatter which take place in the antaskaran. Whatever unnecessary thoughts which are not necessary, those are anyway put aside, and we remain in the awareness of the pure soul. When you say, I am pure soul, I am pure soul, I am pure soul. So that was the suggestion that many times disturbing thoughts keep coming, worldly thoughts keep coming. How do I see Shuddhatma? So as a counter remedy to that, this was the Purusharth suggested of doing an inner mental chanting of I am pure soul, I am pure soul. Then said I sometimes I get forget once I do the vidhi and all that, then I set around doing my normal household course. So there I again forget to say Shuddhatma. So what to do? This is the questions that were raised in subsequent Tuesdays. So he said, okay, then we need a reminder that I have to say Shuddhatma. So one of the ways of putting a reminder was that we put a small sticker that by relative viewpoint I am so and so, my name, and by real point I'm Shuddhatma. And then you stick a small sticker, maybe 2 inches by 4 inches to 3 inches by 6 inches, whatever is suitable, and put it at a prominent place where you will keep seeing it during your working day. So if it is men, they could put it on their writing table or in a class below the glass, if there's a glass top where they can see it. At home, maybe around the fridge, kitchen, dining table, or wherever you would pass many times, and your sight, you would see it, your sight would fall on it. So that and every time you pass that, oh yes, I have to say Shuddhatma. So we had to make a reminder. Now here I have two nice experiences to share, which Mahatma shared. One person, he was working in share market. So he says, most of my working day goes in front of the computer screen. And what Purushas he did was that he set a alarm in his mobile, which would ring every month, every hourly. And then that would alert him, oh yes, I have to see Shuddhatma or I am pure soul. One other lady said, I have made a ring only, which I put it in my finger. And every time I see my hand, I see the ring and I remember, yes, I have to see Shuddhatma. So some people designed their own reminders. Some people did it by way of sticker, so that it keeps reminding. This is also something we do otherwise. Everybody, generally all Mahatmas, have a photograph of Dada Bhagwan and maybe Simananda Swami also at their home. So every time you pass that, you automatically get reminded of Dada, you sit with folded hands. So this is all a reminder. So the sticker was also designed so that we are aware or reminded of practicing the first two Agnas. Now, initially we need practice, then it gets ingrained into us, it gets imbibed into us, and then reminders are not required. Then reminders are not required. Then maybe the internal reminders can go. But at that point of time, when the awareness was not that high as it is today, this was a very useful tool at that point of time. Then people said, I at home I able to see. Then when I go for shopping or when I visit a store, maybe Kirana store, maybe medical store, or when I get into shopping, then I forget to see Shuddhatma. When I'm about, I enter the bank, till that time I remember. After that I forget to see Shuddhatma. So what to do? So in response to such situations, what we said was that you know that you're going to place so and so, say bank, store, grocery store, anything. And you know that you are likely to forget Shuddhatma. So beforehand you decide, oh, I'll be going there and there I want to see Shuddhatma. In the bank, I want to see Shuddhatma. In the shopping mall, I want to see Shuddhatma. So that you may not forget. If you know that you're going at this place, beforehand, in advance, decide that at this place, I definitely want to see Shuddhatma. So the moment you approach that place, till that time, you'll be able to see Shuddhatma on the road. But before you enter, just decide, oh, I have to see Shudhdhatma. And then the work will also get done and Shudhdhatma will also be done in the pause moments, while you're making a payment or while someone is getting some stuff for you. There are pause moments when your antaskaran is little bit free. So in those pause moments, you grab the opportunity of seeing the Shudhdhatma in the people around you, maybe in the mall, the store, whatever it is. So that is how, wherever there are places where you might not be able to see Shudhdhatma, we forget see Shudhdhatma. So in answer to such situations, this Purusharth was suggested. And that's how this was decided, point number 7, that decide in advance that you want to see Shudhdhatma, where you are likely to miss seeing Shudhdhatma. That was one of these ways of firming up the resolution of seeing Shudhdhatma. Then one other thing was that typically people said that otherwise I'm able to do, but when I go out to do 5-6 courses at a time, I miss this thing. So we suggested inverted Purusharth, inverted decision, that tell yourself when you're moving out, that I have to go to the laundry, I have to buy this, I have to go to the post office or bank, and this. 3 or 4 things are there. Normally we make a to-do list that I have to go here, 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 here. So there we said that you leave the house, before you leave the house, pray to Dada and say that normally we say that I am going to do this work. The Pushar suggested was, say, I am going out to see Shudhdhatma. Repeat, I am going out to see Shudhdhatma and will also do the following work. And then you say that I will also go to the bank, I will also do this, I will also do this, I will also do this. Okay? So you prioritize that I'm going to see Shudhdhatma and do the work. It is reverse priority. I'm not going to do this work and see Shudhdhatma, but I'm going to see Shudhdhatma and do the work. And that had, so this was the push-out given for that. And I tell you, we had a very good response from people. Everybody liked this suggestion. So whenever they would go out, they would decide that I'm going out to Shudhdhatma and will do the work. So work anyway will going to be get done. The work is part of Vyavasthit, external situation. But seeing Shudhdhatma is by way of Purusharth. So we put the Purusharth first on priority and the work on lower priority. Not that work should not be done, but just reversed the priority mentally, inside, nothing outside, just within ourselves. It was reversal of priorities. And as a result, what happened was people enjoyed, I'm seeing Shudhdhatma and the work will get done. And the side benefit of such a Purusharth was, that the work would get done very peacefully. And in case the work was not getting done, there would be no inner turmoil. Arey, this is not happening, that is happening. No. Very coolly, calmly, okay, I will come again, I will do next time. Vyavasthit and that vitragta and non-disturbance of the antaskaran would remain. The antaskaran would remain undisturbed with the help of this particular Purusharth of seeing Shudhdhatma and doing the work. So that was the point number 8. Then there were suggestions that all this is nice, when there is no this thing. But when there is a function in the house, someone's party is coming, or we decide to see movie at the weekend, and when family got gatherings, when some fun things are being discussed and things like that, then for hours on an end, we forget to see Shudhdhatma because we get so engrossed in the discharge mode. Now, this is a Purusharth that was suggested, that on an average, what has been said is yes. But when I'm going for a party, when I'm going to a hotel for a restaurant with family, or some fun activities, there I forget all this Shudhdhatma business. So what to do? So this was when discharge mode overtakes our Jagrati, what to do? So what we said was that we have to tell ourselves that this relative happiness, discharge mode is relative happiness, that we have been enjoying since years and many lifetimes also. And what is the happiness that we have got? We have no, how much of are we really happy? Has our happiness increased or has it reduced? Because these are all fleeting and temporary happiness. So then why are we for this temporary and fleeting happiness leaving aside the spiritual happiness of the soul, of seeing the soul, of seeing Shudhdhatma in everyone? No? Why am I, for a small thing, leaving aside the inner bliss, which is permanent and which is cumulative? The more Shudhdhatma I see, it will keep on adding to my happiness, and not only in this life birth, but also in the coming life births also, because that awareness will come with me in the next birth also. Whereas the happiness of the five senses will just get finished off over here, and that's all. We'll finish in this life birth. Nothing will come in the next. Whereas this will also come in the next life birth. And for this permanent happiness, why should I go sacrifice the permanent happiness for this temporary happiness? But it is easy said and done. It's not so easy to do it. So you have to convince the mind, you have to convince the intellect that to accelerate the Purusharth or to give a push to the Purusharth. So what you must say, at that point we decided that for 10 months, because it was a 1-year project roughly at that point of time, which of course got extended to 2 and maybe like 3 years also, because it was very interesting. The momentum went down. So at that point of time, we said for 10 months, that was an ad hoc figure based on our Purusharth, that for 10 months we will say that let us not give so much importance to relative happiness. We're not saying stop the relative happiness or give up the relative happiness. We are saying that that is not very important for me. It is more important for me to see Shudhdhatma. I will go to the restaurant, I will have fun, but I will also see Shudhdhatma. That aha feeling of Shudhdhatma is more than the aha feeling of what dish I will order, how will I enjoy the movie, at movie, what will I do, which park or which place will I go to see. So reducing that importance and increasing the importance of the seeing of the Shudhdhatma. Forming of the resolution basically. And doing a parakram. Parakram goes beyond Purusha, where in parakram we are focused totally against the Prakriti for an end result. In this case, to forming of the first two Agnas. You see? So that is parakram bhava. So to motivate ourselves to do parakram, this was a suggestion that reduce the importance, mentally reduce the importance for a period of 10 months and put this hammer and go after this hammer and tongs. And what will happen is once you get a taste of it and once it becomes automatic, the process of seeing Shudhdhatma becomes automatically. The moment you step out, you start seeing Shudhdhatma in auto mode. Then you don't have to reduce the importance of the external discharge more. But till that time, you come into that groove and that momentum picks up. Mentally decide that you reduce the importance of the discharge more and Vyavhar, and you'll see Shudhdhatma and continue to see Shudhdhatma. And in the process, when you do that, in the process, Vyavhar will not get spoiled, whatever work we set to do or even the fun that you want to, that will not get disturbed. Both will go hand in hand. The relative part, fun will be there in the relative part, and in the real part, the seeing of the Shudhdhatma will also continue. So this was the solution given for the query raised that when we are out for fun, we forget to see Shudhdhatma. This was it. Okay. Next
Okay,
page, please.
question from Vaishali Ben.
Yes.
Vaishali Ben.
Jai Sachidanand Pulinanandji, Jai Sachidanand Radni Uncle.
Yes, sir.
My question about these tools have been extremely helpful and we forget about them quite often. But what happens is that when you're out and about, and not just when you're out and about, but for Vaishali in particular, when there's a lot happening in Vyavhar, you have to deal with this, you have to take care of this. The focus gets shifted. So how do you bring even with all of this, the focus, it's hard for me to bring it back to what really matters versus just being bombarded by thoughts about what needs to be done, what needs to be done, what needs to be done. How is this going to be perceived? All of that.
if I'm able to understand your question is that you have many things to do at a time. At that time, this focus goes away.
Correct.
So the answer to that is that basically then the fourth Agna steps in, where you will say, Dada, I've got these files to square up today, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it is, and give me the strength to square up these files. And the trick is not to get overwhelmed by the amount of work to be done or the number of things to be done, which sometimes happens simultaneously, means come to you simultaneously.
Yep.
Just either mentally or put it on a piece of paper that I have to do things 1, 2, 3, 4, and then slowly go about doing it. That okay, this work, then this work, then this work, then this work. Once that intellect is the one that overwhelms us in, how will I have to do it? It is the intellect overwhelms us. So as a countermeasure to that is to counter that fiery motion by the intellect, list down and then say that I want to do square up these files 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you slowly keep doing it. Maybe at an increased pace, a slightly brief pace, not in a hurry, but be brief pace. And slowly one by one, and you will see that you are able to do it very comfortably. How to do, what to do, because you see here in the scenario that you are describing, here the use of intellect will come, where I have to weigh the pros and cons and take a decision, When out for shopping, whether should I take this toothpaste of 200 grams or this toothpaste of 400 grams, there's a deal on this soap. So some decision making is there.
Right.
The intellect is going to be used. That's what you're saying, that sometimes I get bogged down. What should I do? How should I do? So there, decision making, you see, decision making becomes easy when you are in a calm frame of mind. Supposing you had only that one work to do, then you would take the decision very easily. But
Exactly.
because you have so many things and less time, apparently you feel you are rushed for time and then you get bogged. Now, how to reduce that apparent feeling of rush? Rush is there, but how to remove that rush? How to remove that? Is to just cool down. I've got so many things to do. I will do one by one. Don't get swayed by the intellect. And I tell you, I also had faced this problem when I had so many things coming to me at a time. And I felt, I have to do so much. Actually, it was not so much, but I felt I had to do so much. And I got the answer to that solution problem once while I was walking down the road, on the main road of where I stay, a long road, and with many shops on the side. And I saw one Kirana store in India. It's not very popular over there. But there, there will be one man at the counter and he'll have 5, 6 customers standing with him and each pressing against him, hey, how much kilo is this rice? Has that ghee come? Then second will pop in, now give me this 2 kilo of this. And third one will say, now I want that. Hey, what's that? Available. He will have 5, 7 customers just asking questions to him, this and that. And what I observed was, he would take down the customer who had come to him. Okay, what do you want? He'd make a list. He'll order the fellow inside. Okay, you bring this. You'll have second and third customer standing over there. He'll look at him. What do you want? I want this. Okay, fine. Stop. He will not attend to him. He will continue back to the work he was doing and he will coolly keep doing the work he was doing. He'll make the customer wait. Listen to him, make him wait. Then he will take customer 2. Okay, what do you want? 1, 2, 3, 4. So very calmly, he would attend customer 1, then customer 2, then customer 3, and not get overwhelmed. Hurry, I have not replied to that customer. No, they will wait. Same thing over here. Don't get overwhelmed. Do 1, 2, 3, 4. Things will wait. Because ultimately, all these activities are anyway going to take place by way of Vyavasthit. In Vyavasthit, anyway, those 4, 5 activities are going to take place, or 1 or 2 may not even take place on that day. It may take place the next day or the day after. So it is part of Vyavasthit. I don't have to get overwhelmed with it. I have to say, yes, I will do it. And just do it 1, 2, 3, 4. Go cool. Don't let your buddhi keep on popping in. That is remaining. Forget it. I'm on the job. That is the way to remain unoverwhelmed and not to get overwhelmed. And with a calm endeavor, continue to do things. And when you are in a calm frame of mind, then file, Sambhayanikal and Shudhdhatma all will go parallel.
Right. So because of that overwhelmness, I think I do forget the Chauthi Agna, and the presence of mind is not there. So, even around the house, the kids will say, What's going on? You're not fully here. What's happening?" Because in my mind, I'm all over the place. I'm thinking, I need to take care of this. I need to take care of that. What if this happens? So I understand what you're saying, that just go about it slowly and calmly. It will all get done.
If required, make a list of it so that it's not all
Yeah.
piled up here, If it's on a
Yeah.
paper, even if you forget one or two things, sometimes you forget what that is stupid, what was stupid and I forgot. If it's on a piece of paper, then I can, I have done 1, 2, now 3 and 4 remaining. That I will do when I go on that side of the city. You can geographically relocate your activities. 3, 4 activities on this side, 1 or 2 activities on this side of the city. So when it's on paper, it's there. So your presence of mind is also there. And you know what? The key is remaining in the present. Just focus 1, 2, 3, 4. When thought of 4, 5 comes, wait, I'm on this only. Or just write down, I will attend to it later on. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then I look at item 4, item 5, item 6, like that.
Yeah.
And the other skill is, when you're focusing on something and someone else is talking to you, just shut yourself, focus and focus and focus. As if you're not listening, forget it. The other person will wait, or the other thing, the other thought will wait.
Yeah, I have done that in the past, and that does work. But I've also been feeling the last a week or so is that the reason I'm not feeling so centered per se is because વાણીથી leakage બહુ થાય છે. There's just so much coming out of my mouth that doesn't need to come out. It just needs to be, and I don't know how to control it in situations where, I know that I don't need to say certain things, but no, I need to show people how much I know or how much I'm staying, or yeah. How do I deal with that? How do I make sense to Vaishali that આપણે કોઈને સમજાવવાની જરૂર નથી. You just need to focus on what's in front of you and સંભાવે નિકાલ કરવાનો છે, right? Is there a solution to this?
No, it is there. You see, when too much of pressure is building up, one of the solutions is, one of the thing is, just pause, take a 2 or 3 deep breaths, so that your mind sort of goes in pause mode. 3, 4, whatever you decide. And then it will bring you back in focus, and where you will become centered, and the urge to speak will reduce. The urge to speak only happens when you are agitated and then you want to tell people, wait, I'm working so much, I'm working so much.
Exactly.
You don't need to, yeah. So, yeah, so that is the way you could remain focused. At the physical level also, by bringing a chit to you, basically. Your chit is scattered. So to bring the chit, this is one of the means where you take a deep breath, or you just da, something, break the mental chatter.
Yeah, that's the problem, is that chit is all over the place. And then whenever whatever task is at hand, although there are many tasks, those tasks are not done 100%. They're just done on the surface. Does that make sense? They're not fully done. And I'm not fully present.
You're right. Even while I was working at my job and all, my bosses, my colleagues, they would have many things. But I found that they were very so focused, If they are doing something, they will remain focused in that, finish that to a reasonable extent, and then only go to the next one. We could jump from here to there, here to there, here to there. So the trick is to develop the skill of remaining focused.
Right. Some tasks are that they cannot.
And to such a chit, which is, say, reasonably fragmented, it's going on here and there. Then practicing that bit of, reading 3 mantra eyes closed.
Okay.
Reading of Namo Ariha, reading each and every letter eyes closed, each letter as if written on the blackboard or something like that. Okay. So when you do that, the chit will, you'll gather that concentration of the chit. And once that is done, then you'll have a razor sharp focus. And then with the razor sharp focus, you will not be overwhelmed and able to do each activity one at a
Very good.
time. So I
I'll
think
try that.
that is the answer to your question.
Yeah. Jai Satchidanand. I
Jai
will try.
Satchidanand, very good. Shudhdhatma?
Jai Satchidanand Pulinanandji, Jai Satchidanand Mahatmas. Yeah, this is also, I'm having talking similar thing to what Vaishali ji said just now about managing the to-dos and then failing to see, failing to follow the Agnas. I think the problem here, at least with me, is when I'm trying to focus on the to-dos on a daily basis, you have certain expectations. You want the to-dos to be like basically having control over the to-do. Like, you have a desired outcome that you expect in that to-do. So that is a thing that I think I'm finding it difficult to let go of that control. Like, okay, I work on the to-do, like you said, focus on that and not worry about the outcome. Like it should be, you have this desired outcome in mind. It should work out the way you want it to. So that is the thing that I'm struggling with. That is, and then if it doesn't, that builds up a stress. And when you're moving on to the next to do so, like it's like building up. Then that's basically letting go of that thing. You just work on that thing, work on that the present moment, stay in the moment, work on the to do, and then let go. You don't have to control the whole to do, but which is what we are taught to, have the manage the whole thing, have the control. I think that is what I'm struggling with.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. That will happen. You see, it is again the intellect at play. You see, you are focused on the outcome. You want to see that it gets worked, it gets completed to your design in your time,
Yes.
at your time. But that is where the third Agna will also come into play. That you have things to do, you have tried your best, and one or two things are not shaping out the way you desired. Then leave it next time, or for the next 1 hour, next one day, or second attempt or third attempt. Do not expect everything will fall in place. I've also done that, experienced that. When I have some newspapers to sell off, my tap is not working. I'm following with the plumber, he's not coming. And then sometimes initially I used to get worked up, but this is not happening, that is not happening. I told him so many times, not coming. But then I said, you know what? Then out of experience, I found. Yeah, when I've left it now, out of the blue, some plumber will come and the work gets done fat. So then I realized that everything, every activity, I wanted that I should do this one, task two, task three. There is a time associated, it will not happen at my time. It will happen at its time. That its time is part of Vyavastha.
Yes.
So that I have no control over. I have control over the efforts I can put in. So I will follow up, call the plumber, decide the list, do this. So to the best of level, I do it. And then if it doesn't happen, that's Vyavastha. That's what I said. That means it will happen, but the time is not ripened.
Right.
The time is not ripened. Now, that is the only way we can calm down the intellect, which keeps on, making us uncomfortable. This is remaining, that is remaining. I tried this. So that's profit and loss. The intellect says, it gets elevated if things fall in place, done, it gets done at your time, and it gets depressed if it doesn't take place in your time.
Yes, definitely.
So this elevation and depression of achievement of activities is the function of intellect. Buddhi plays a part, So we have to gradually get out the grip of the intellect. And that the only way to do that is to use the third Agna of Vyavastha. I have tried doing it, but it has not happened. So I will again, my attempts will remain.
You have to keep trying.
So this is called Sahaj Prayatna. Sahaj Prayatna. Sahaj means, what do you say for Sahaj? Coolly effort, you're doing a calm effort, without getting pumped up. Casually, you're working at a normal pace, neither faster pace or not slower pace, but at a normal pace, you keep on doing without getting bogged down. The lesser the intellect, the more will calmly the person will do it. And the higher the intellect, the person will be all worked up and he'll do it, this is done, this is not, this has to be done. He'll keep on running and rushing. So when that happens, just pause. Oh, my intellect is playing a part. My intellect has gone on overdrive. So now I know I need to rein my internet. And I said, please calm down. So tell file number 1, say 11, calm down, do things as they are, and see what Vyavasthit has to offer.
Okay.
You see, this is the initial thing. Now, what will happen is after doing this, you will find that you are doing calmly. One or two things are not falling in the time frame you want to complete the activity. Never mind, but they will get completed at its own time. And you see, the beauty will be whenever that activity gets completed at a later date, then you will feel, oh, it got completed so easily. Oh, so we find easily it happened. That aha feeling that you get, you will realize that some things are in the scheme of Vyavasthit. You have to only make the effort and it will fall in place. Definitely fall in place because the fact that you have got a desire to do it, it's going to get executed. But as I said, you need Dravya, Kshetra, Kard, Bhav, time, place, element, everything has to come together. So because one or two things are missing, it's not falling in place. Now, by experience, as you will come to know and realize this, then automatically your pace of doing things will be very cool, calm. And once that is cool and calm, then that awareness or Jagrati will be there. And then that Shudhdhatma seeing or file and Sambhavanika will start falling in place. It's basically the intellect which overtakes us. So we have to just rein it down.
Yes, yes.
Okay, gentlemen?
Jai Sachidanand. Thank you so much.
Okay, we will go to the second page of Pulinanandji.
Yeah. The 10 point. Can you please zoom it? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. વ્યવહારની પકોડો છોડશો તો શુદ્ધાત્મા વરસે લાઈ દેખાશે. Yeah. So in the subsequent weeks, some people said that many times, there is a lot of insistence from me or from my family members. No, we must do this. This has to be done. This furniture has to be done. Or this activity is to be done. We have to buy this. We have to shop for the sofa. Some, all worldly matters, And there is insistence from our angle. Why you're not doing this? You should be doing this. One or two questions of this had come from people, where they would insist on their family members or maybe in their workplace and things like that. That insistence was there. And whenever that insistence was there, they could not see Shudhdhatma in the surrounding people, maybe at work or maybe at home. So there we said, then leave the pakkad, leave the insistence that you have to do it and why you're not doing that and all that. You tell, you follow up once, twice, but in the cool frame of mind with vitrata, without getting disturbed or upset. So follow up and repetition will be done. But the insistence part, you leave it. Agra, that is pakkad cha agra. So that was, if you leave that, then you are not stressed up. And I'm not engrossed, my antaskaran, my ego, my intellect are not engrossed in that activity to that large extent. And when they are not so entangled in the activity, then I am able to see Shudhdhatma everywhere. So this was one of the solutions which was given to a situation where that wherever I get entangled, I'm not able to see Shudhdhatma. So we said, Vyavharni pakado chodo, leave the insistence in Vyavhar. Do the work, but the insistence not there. Then we said the other thing was that if I'm too much engrossed in my own file number 1, then I become a doer and the opposite person also a doer. So how do I get out of it? So first I become Shudhdhatma. How do I become Shudhdhatma? So either first thing was that inner chanting we said one was, and the other solution was that talk to with file number 1. Oh, Pulin, take down, take it easy. Let us see Shudhdhatma, let us do this work. So when I talk with file number 1, I become separate from file number 1. And if I become separate from file number 1 and I'm in this Shudhdhatma seat, then I'll be able to see Shudhdhatma in others. So the Pushat here was talk with file number 1, become separate from file number 1. That is, anchor yourself in your own pure soul awareness. And once you are anchored in your own pure soul awareness that I am the pure soul, then it becomes easy to see Shudhdhatma in others. So Chuta Padi Jao becomes separate from file number 1. was one of the solutions offered to situations where we get engrossed with file number 1. Then other thing is, as we said, that when I have so many activities to do, or I'm typically, my prakriti is oriented to do things fast, you know. So there, I miss seeing Shudhdhatma. So for that, what we said was, if you are always in a rush or in a hurry, then just slow down your pace. Gaadi dhimi karvi, or slow down your pace of work. You know, unnecessary, the intellect drives us or makes our intellect unnecessarily makes us do haste. It makes us do fat. You know, if I'm making a chai, you know, then I'll very quickly take a cup, add water, put it in that vessel, put it on the gas, and unnecessarily I'm doing at a panic pace. And if I do it little slowly, then I'm also at cool, calm, and the work also get done. And if I see the time taken if, with a stop clock or something, then there is not much difference. So this unnecessary haste that happens is sometimes which causes us to remain in panic mode or stressed up mode, and we are not able to see Shudhdhatma. So as a counter measure to that, we said slow down your pace and do it at a normal place, you know, especially when we are doing solo activities like having a bath or eating food and all that. Do it normally. Unnecessary if you're doing fat. Reading paper also you will do fat. Just take it easy. Now, this is an average solution. But in case there is another case where, say, you have to leave home by 9 o'clock and a person gets up at 7 o'clock. He then does his morning routine, bath, breakfast, and whatever, and then leaves. If for some reason he is not able to wake up at 7 and he say wakes up at 8, and then in that 1 hour he has to do 2 hours work. So then obviously panic sets in, and then everything he'll do fast. Now in that fast, there is a panic at the intellectual level, and there is panic at the speed level. Hands and feet are working. Sometimes he will, you know, the cup and saucer will, this thing overturn, or while he's in the bathroom, he might sleep because he's doing things at a rushed pace, So here Dada Bhagwan has given a very nice solution. He said that tell file number 1 that dhimeti utawad kar in Gujarati, that means you make haste, but slowly make haste. You slowly make haste. So here it's a wonderful connotation. That means you have to make haste in a sense, you have to do that work fast. That same bath, that same getting up, dressing up, the hands and feet will move at a faster pace. So you have to do that quickly, but slowly. That is mentally you have to calm down, slowly make haste. So that the panic mode that sets in because of the intellect will not set in. In fact, you will say you're doing fast, but slowly doing fast. You know, dhimeti utawad, slowly do fast. So slow at the mental level and fast at the hands and feet level. So that way, activities will take place with a cool frame of mind. And once you are in that frame of mind, or you are working, you will normally 8 o'clock get up, 9 o'clock you will leave. So that is in case you are really pressed for time. And on an average circumstances, when we are not pressed for time, but by way of prakrutic nature of the body, temperament of the body, a person, he normally has a tendency to do things in a haste. And because of which he remains, he loses his jagrati, he is unable to see Shudhdhatma. So for such a temperament of a person, the solution is that reduce or slow down your pace. Don't do things hastily, do at a normal pace. Don't go below normal also, do it very slowly, no, do it at a normal pace. So reduce the haste or do things slowly was the 12th Purusharth that was there. Then we said was, which is now very popular everywhere, maintain a journal, you know. So he said, I sometimes I forget seeing Shudhdhatma. Then I also forget where I have not seen Shudhdhatma. The whole day was so packed, and then at night I slept and forgot everything. Then next day morning I was feeling bad. Oh, I forgot to see Shudhdhatma. So to such a query, the solution offered was that at night you just make a list. that where you forgot the Agnas, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and also wherever you did not see Shudhdhatma and why you did not see Shudhdhatma because of this. So maintain a journal, basically. Maintain a diary that I today I missed this much, I this much, so tomorrow I will not miss this much. When it is in writing in front of you, it becomes easier to focus and channelize your energies for the next day, or make a firm resolution for the next day. Oh, I've missed out so much, so next time I will do it. Rajniba has a famous saying for this, what you note, or what is that, Rajniba? You say something, no? What gets noted gets done, or something. So it is something like that. We're maintaining a journal, it happens like that. And the last point was Abheta. Everybody we see Shudhdhatma. So basically, just as I am Shudhdhatma, someone else is also Shudhdhatma. So by way of Shudhdhatma, we are one. Sometimes by way of Prakriti, Prakriti in the sense his Prakriti, his nature, and my nature, my temperament don't gel with each other. We are not comfortable. So there is a bhed, or there is a slight difference, Prakriti at the relative level. So there I'm not able to see Shudhdhatma in a person I don't like, or I don't get along well with his temperament. I can't see Shudhdhatma in such people. What to do? So there the crux was, the solution offered was, just as you are a Shudhdhatma, same way the other person by real viewpoint is Shudhdhatma, by relative viewpoint is the packing. The packing is different from your packing. So what? But by way of Shudhdhatma, you are one. So that way, making an understanding, basically having that understanding, developing that understanding, try to become one at the real level. At the relative level, prakritis are different, but at the real level, both are the pure soul. So maintain the unity or abheta, oneness, maintain the oneness at the Shuddhatma level. If I am also Shuddhatma, opposite person also is Shuddhatma. So by that way, we are one of the real viewpoint. So by removing that bhed and making that oneness at the real level, the differences at the relative level will diminish, and you will be able to keep seeing Shuddhatma even in persons whom with you are not comfortable with. So this was the summary of the gist of about 100 people spread over 7 weeks at that point of time. Now, some of things may be relevant, may not be relevant, or slightly tweaked here and there, but I suppose this would help to a large extent, at least to newcomers who take Gnan recently and things like that. Jai Satchidanand.
Okay, very good. Okay, Kashyap.
Jai Satchidanand, this is very good. In addition, one thing to Shudhdhatma is Pratikraman Vidhi is very good. I read this Pratikraman, and in that Dadaji has specially designed it to see the other, to see Dada Bhagwan, which is our own full, God manifest, and to see the other persons also Shuddhatma. So that also helps. I have experienced.
Yes, you're very right. Pratikraman to Dada had said, that is called Nishchayana Pratikraman, no? That is Pratikraman of where we have missed practicing the Agnas. So wherever missing Shuddhatma, we said you can do a brief Pratikraman that I did not see so many people. Or it is also there for third, fourth, and all Agnas for that matter. Pratikraman is what happens in Pratikraman. We apologize for the shortcoming, and we also resolve that I will not repeat it again. So this forms up our resolution to practice the Agna. So that way Pratikraman helps. Pratikraman helps.
No, and we also say that Man Vachan Kaya Bhavkaram Dharvakaram Se Bin Eva He Shuddhatma Bhagwan. So this sentence I have read Dadaji, someone asked why you have said like this, they said this specifically, I have designed this to that you remain in Shudhdhatma and do the Pratikraman and Pratyakyan.
Yeah, right.
So that procedure itself includes, that Nischay Pratikraman also and Vyavhar Pratikraman also. Both Dadaji said that this is why I ask you to do see Shudhdhatma of other person while doing Pratikraman. It's
Right.
like a practice to see Shudhdhatma while doing Pratikraman.
Yes.
Vidhi.
Yeah, basically, Pratikraman is apologizing your errors in front of a God. In Christianity, they do it in that confession box, and the priest is on the other side, and things like our father is on the other side. In this, the general concept is confessing your errors, sins, or mistakes in front of God. Then which God? So Dada said, you do it Pratyek Dada Bhagwan and the soul of the other person with whom you have made a mistake or error. So in fact, you have to invoke the soul of the other person. We say that man vachan kaya bhav karma dravya karma tibhin evar he Shudhdhatma Bhagwan. So in front of these two Bhagwans, the soul and Dada Bhagwan, then we apologize, confess the mistake, and then say sorry and resolve not to do it again. This is the core
We are
concept
seeing
of
the other person Shudhdhatma as well, that time. So
Yes.
that is a
Yes.
practice.
Yes, that is very useful. Very useful. Very useful. Seeing Shudhdhatma is very because what happens, the error typically takes place because we see the Prakriti of the other person. So that is causing disturbance. But if you see Shudhdhatma, then the focus shifts from the Prakriti to the pure soul.
Yeah, this is the exact point. Yeah. This is the
And
exact point.
so in that way, we also become Vitrag, we also calm down, and
Yeah.
then Pratikraman takes place much better, much better. True.
Yeah. Yes.
Thanks,
Yes.
I think Pulinanandji, it will be befitting if we can do the homework for, practicing Agna 1 and 2 for the next week. So we can share
Yes.
our experiences. We have learned 14 tools, or, let us see how we can help it. Mahatmas, everybody agree?
Yeah, it is useful. We had done it over a period of about 7 weeks. And in fact, in our youth satsang also, I think we did this quite some time. It's to put in practice, basically, once we practice for a few weeks, then it gets ingrained, and it comes automatically for a large period of time. At times, we may have to push it, practicing the Agna or setting the Upyog. But generally, once it is got ingrained, it's become easier to see Shudhdhatma. So we could take it up as a push-up if you feel so.
Yeah, I think that's the best. Okay, sounds good. Okay, our time is up. So
Yes.
can you please do the mantra? Everybody please follow.
Yeah. Namo Vitragay.
Namo Vitragay.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo
Siddhanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Ariyanam.
Namo Vazayanam.
Namo Vasayanam.
Namo Loe Sawa Sahunam.
Namo Loe Sabba Sahunam.
Eso Panchana Mukkaro.
Eso Panchanamukaro.
Sava Pava Panasano.
Sarvapavapanasanam.
Manglanancha Savesem.
Manglananta Sarvesam.
Padamam Havai Mangalam.
Paramam Havai Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand. Jai Sachidanand Pulinanandji.
Jai
Jai
Sachidanand.
Sachidanand.
Jai
Jai
Sachidanand.
Sachidanand. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai
Jai
Sachidanand.
Sachidanand.
Jai
Jai
Sachidanand.
Sachidanand. Lalita
One
Ben.
request.
Jai
Jai
Sachidanand.
Sachidanand.
Jai
Jai
Sachidanand.
You
Jai Sachidanand. Sonbai. Nalini Ben. Jai Sachidanand.
Sachidanand.
Jai
And
Sachidanand.
we'll tell
Jai
my
Hold on,
Sachidanand.
hold on,
One
hold on,
minute.
hold on. Okay,
Sachidanand.
Lalita man.
Yes. I have a request just to continue this. Is it possible that you can come on and finish, instead of breaking it up over the next few weeks, go ahead and finish these Purushats, or, request you to come on for this English satsang? Is that possible? That is a request. So that, we have the Josh going on.
Well, I don't mind. I leave it to. I don't mind coming if it's okay with Rajni Bhai, Deepak Anand, and I don't mind. Let us see how
Okay.
it goes. I don't
will,
know.
Lalita man will tell Deepak Anand.
Yeah.
If
Okay. I'll let
Pulinanandji
you
is
handle it.
available, then we can have him, yeah. But please,
Yes.
everybody, do practice and then share.
Okay.
And I think, if everybody decides to practice for the coming 1 week, then I think we will have a wonderful set of experiences also. And if something needs to be added to that list, we could add also.
Yeah. No, but just for the continuity, instead of picking this up a month later, it'd be nice if we can just go ahead and finish the first 4 with the same excitement and enthusiasm. That's the request.
I don't
Thank you.
mind. And we can
Okay.
either briefly go with the experience of the first 2 Agnas if somebody has to share some experience. And then we could switch to Agna 3 and then maybe Agna 4 if it's
Yes.
okay with everybody.
Yes.
Right.
I think so. I think everybody would like
So
that.
let Ratni Bhai and Deepak Anand decide. I don't mind.
Okay.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you.